All right, brother.
Anthony Morales.
Welcome back to another episode, another week of Deliberate Dive. This is now, if I'm not mistaken,
You're not.
if my oil is still having the engines smoothly we're on episode 33 today.
We are on episode 33. We have reached the third decade of our episodes.
Speaking of having angel numbers and seeing numbers, episode 33.
Synchronicities. We were just talking about that right before we went live. Synchronicities. Anthony, do you believe in synchronicities?
I believe in synchronicities, dude. So I was hanging out, shout out my friend Mateo today. Fantastic human being. This guy's, self-diagnosed semi-famous. Because he likes to do, like, anytime there's a chance in the cancer community to advocate for, like, your cancer, your story, he's the first one to do it. Like, this man's gonna pursue a master's in social work. He's gonna be at Lurie Children's. He's gonna be that guy.
The man. Him.
He's gonna be the man. And talking about synchronicity, so he's very vocal about, like, his amputated leg. And I invited him on the pod. We're gonna have him very, very soon. Like, this man, like, what a terrific interview that would be.
A little sneak preview for y'all.
And within the cancer community, dude, we also got, like, a sick, dark sense of humor. Which I was able to, like, riff off of him. So I went to go hang out with him today. We went to the south side of Chicago. He lives in Evergreen Park, which, fun fact, is he lives like 20 feet away from actually being in Chicago.
Oh, interesting.
But we went to this place called the Retro Grill. I've talked about it before. Chance the Rapper, one of his local favorite spots. And anyways, talking about synchronicities, bro, I'm reading this book called Twice. Author Mitch Albom, the same author as Tuesdays with Maury. And my girlfriend told me this is a great book. She wanted me to read it so I can, like, we could talk about it. So
relate to her better.
And I'm like about a third of the way in. And bro, tell me why after I'm hanging out with Mateo, I'm reading this book and I'm on page like 100, 115, like around there. Tell me why in the book, Dad gets an amputated leg.
Wow.
And I'm just like, again, synchronicity. I'm not trying to shed light on the moment. I'm sure Mateo would laugh about it, but I'm like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Even with Steffi on the weekend, this past weekend, I was showing her one of my favorite shows, Survivor. She made chocolate-covered strawberries for me for my birthday. I'm showing her one episode of Survivor. Tell me why on that episode.
No way.
The reward was chocolate-covered strawberries.
That's pretty cool.
Like, it follows you, brother. Like, what?
It really does follow you.
It follows you.
And just like I was telling you here, obviously these days 6'7" is like a meme, right? But whatever, I don't know what the hell. Since Monday morning, I have seen that number. I cannot tell you how many times, and it's only Wednesday evening. Both of those days, Monday on my way to work, on my way home from work. Tuesday on my way to work, on my way home from work. Even this morning, I just see the number 6'7" everywhere. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know if the universe is just telling me, hey, 6'7", you know? But just, it's cool when you pick up on things like that.
Yeah.
It's cool when coincidence kind of happen, but is it really coincidences?
No, that's when you're like, is this all a simulation?
Is this the script writers?
Is this the script writers? Is it a Maktub situation? It's already written? I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's very interesting, though, but angel numbers. What is an angel number for those that don't know?
It's a number, 3 numbers that comes back to back to back. 111, 222, 333, etc.
Yes.
And I don't know the exact definition, but they're supposed to be these numbers that kind of describe some type of new beginning. I think that's 111, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe each number has its own meaning.
It has its own meaning, yeah. And so, like, if you're seeing, like, repeated 3 numbers back to back to back, you can look into it, and there's some type of definition. And if you believe in it, cool. If you don't, then also cool. The numbers are still going to be there. Like, whether you believe in it or not, it does not matter.
Whether it means something to you or doesn't, it's still there.
Literally, like, a human being will add meaning to life.
Exactly.
So it doesn't have to mean anything, and it can mean the whole thing.
It's so interesting, though. It's so interesting because then at that point you start thinking like, man, like, does it really all mean something?
Yeah. Dude, you know, okay, for the YouTube viewers. You
of course.
obviously see a change in the set.
Well, if they have eyes and they're using their eyes, then yes.
If you have eyes and you didn't fall asleep with your contacts in, and you can use them, you can see that there is a new set here. There's a new set.
We're in
And
a
dude,
new
I like
set.
it. How do you feel? I love this.
I do like this.
I'm not hitting your knees underneath.
That is a very good point.
I'm not playing footsie.
It feels like we're like about to have dinner or something. Like we're in a grand hall, like of a mansion or like a living room of a mansion, and just the big ass table that you see, just with the wife and the husband, just or whoever, they sit at opposite ends, and they just have like dinner. That's how I feel right now. Like I'm looking down a hallway.
I feel like, have you seen the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Of course.
With Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Very
Dude,
good.
they had the longest dining room table for no reason.
Longest table.
And the man had the audacity to be like, pass the salt.
At that point, he was pushing buttons.
At that point, it makes sense why she
was
like
pushing buttons.
aimed the whole ass AK-47 at his head. And
She was that whole the tension that you feel when you watch that scene, especially when they're having dinner, when they both found out about each other, and they're kind of like, "Hey, I'm gonna play around this. I'm gonna tiptoe around it." The fact that we know that we're here to. What do you do in that scenario? When the person that you are married, I forget the context because I haven't seen it in such a long time. Did they get married before they knew what they were? I think that's what it is. They got married before they knew what they were.
Mm-hmm.
How did they end up having to go and to kill each other? So, I think it's because it was like a messed up mission or something.
They like the movie was they're both like these super secret agents and to like competitive super secret agencies.
Yeah.
And I watched it like 2 years ago. And something happened where now their name came up. Like they're professional hitmen. So they kill people for a living. But again, they're in competing agencies and they just never
like the
knew.
CIA and the BIA.
Yeah, the BIA. And then their name came up in the respective agency and said, like, you gotta now kill this guy. And they were like, oh. And then they found out, oh, wait a minute. You're on the other competing side. And so like things just started to not add up.
It's such a good concept. I feel like we don't have original movies like that anymore. I feel like a lot of it, because we were talking about this with Warner the other day, dude. We feel like movies are back.
Movies are back.
Movies are so back. But a lot of it, for a long time, it felt like it was just remakes of old movies or sequels to movies that already existed, right? Mm-hmm. Not fresh ideas is what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. That's such a fresh idea. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, back when it came out, was like 2005. Arguably at the peak of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's power when they were like married, I think, still.
They were adopting African children left and right.
Yeah, and wow, what a musical.
They were collecting Infinity Stones, bro.
They really were.
They were collecting.
They really were.
They're all there. Yeah, Project Hail Mary. In the box office, 2 weekends, $300 million. Yeah, they were saying that even in their second, I think they call the sophomore week, the second week after the movie comes out. It said that even then it was breaking records. For a sophomore movie that's already like been out, we just watched that movie over the weekend. Wow. That's a good movie. I rented out a movie theater. Fun fact for all you listeners, not that expensive to rent a movie theater.
Nice.
Not that expensive. It's between $250 and $450. And it depends where you go. It depends if you're getting inclined seats, which I had to go inclined seats.
Which we did. And that might have been a little bit of a problem for some.
Because there were some guys that were complaining about snoring in the back aisle.
There were some people that were saying, allegedly, there were some folks that might have fallen asleep.
Some people.
We can never prove. We'll never know who it was.
We'll never know who it was. 1 out of 2 guests here in this studio.
We'll never know who it was.
But no, dude, that was an original movie. Now that was a movie written by Andy Weir.
Yeah.
He wrote the book The Martian and also Project Hail Mary, which they made into 2 movies.
Yes.
And this movie, dude, it's fun for the whole family.
It really is.
It's fun for the whole family.
You learn a lot of information. It's like a science. It's always like a science trip, but you also have that emotional aspect to it, which can maybe be hard to incorporate in a sci-fi movie because you don't, when you think sci-fi, you're not thinking, like emotions and feelings and This movie did it in such a good way, and also like we were saying, Ryan Gosling, what an actor!
That's America.
The Brad Pitt of our time.
Honestly,
do you think so?
I've been saying this. I was saying this. He is right now like the it guy. Like he's Tom Hanks in his peak. He's Brad Pitt in his peak.
I feel like for me, it would be either him or Pedro Pascal. I kind of feel like out of the two, I probably like Ryan Gosling more just because I've seen him in more. But Pedro Pascal was having a hot year for a little bit there.
But then he shaved his mustache.
Oh, he did?
Did you see that at the Oscars?
I didn't see
that. Bro, he shaved his mustache. Leonardo DiCaprio grew a mustache. Complete
he looks great.
Complete 180.
Somebody said that I did hear that actually because somebody said that Pedro Pascal sold his mustache to Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's crazy what a mustache will do to you. Like, it's crazy.
It's in. It's in. I don't think I have the right face and appearance for just the mustache.
You should try it.
I feel.
What would we have to accomplish here on Deliberate Die for you to just shave your beard and keep the mustache? Live on the podcast.
That's a big ask.
At 500 followers, we're getting a Brazilian.
Yeah, don't think we haven't forgot about that. I'm looking very forward to that.
Yeah,
But man, I think because I will tell you this, my friend. The thought has been. I'm still unsure if I'm going to act on it. But the thought in my mind has been playing. What if I just shave my beard? Not to keep, but just to see what's going on down there. After so many years of just having facial hair, because I like it, I obviously upkeep it. So, but I haven't been clean shaven in a very long time. Very long time. I think last time I was fully clean shaven was senior year of high school. Ever since then, I've always had some kind of facial hair.
Are you afraid to find like something living?
Sometimes you really don't know, man.
It's just like tallies of like a tally mark 7 years since last.
Yeah. Like back then, I just wrote a little something here that I just haven't noticed, or I find like when you said that, immediately what came to my mind was like a little elf living in like my cheek, something like, hey, I'm here.
Selena was here.
Selena. But yeah, man, so it's interesting that you say that again. Synchronicities.
Synchronicities, man.
I was literally having that thought, and then you bring it up. I think that for me to do that, because I've talked about before how my beard is something that rarely gets touched. If we get to the 500 subscribers, or when we get to the 500 followers on Instagram, I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys a package deal. If we do get the Brazilian wax, and that's all about body hair removal, I'll shave then.
Wow. Oh, package deal.
Yeah.
Dude,
so it's really up to you guys. If you guys want to see it.
I did post on the story this morning. I'm like, yo, how you guys want to support us? It's about simply talking to your friends, family, your pets, your coworkers about us.
Your pets especially, though. I would love it more if we had some more dogs listening.
We do have a few like dogs that follow the podcast.
We do have a few dogs, but we need to grow that.
We do need to grow that.
The dogs need to, yeah. But no, I'll tell you guys this. Ball's in your court now. If we are talking hair removal and we're doing a Brazilian wax, I'll go ahead and throw in the beard at no extra cost to you.
All right, question to you. You get Brazilian wax.
Yeah.
Are you telling that to your coworkers?
I don't think I would, but if it came out, it came up.
Yeah. So you would share that. You would share that with your coworkers.
I'm not. Wow. I don't think that's anything to be like ashamed of. It's like body care, body routine. I'm sure they've done it as well before.
So you actively want your coworkers to think about like your asshole and genitals.
I need to be very careful about how I say this.
That's essentially what you're doing. You're like, hey, I want you to know that down there, slippery smooth.
It's like a slide down there, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hey, guys.
I'm going to walk in that Monday afterwards.
Guys.
Everybody settle down. We are now aerodynamic.
Guys, there's a draft.
I can tell. I wouldn't go out above him. Like, I wouldn't go out on my way to tell them. But if somebody's asking me, hey, what'd you do this weekend? I'd be like,
you're telling them.
Your boy may or may not have a lot of hair. Well, also, if I'm doing the package deal, they'll see me shaved. Yeah. So then they'll be like, hey, what the fuck's up with that?
Hey, right? that? What the?
Don't do that again.
Hey, that? What you're doing?
Who is this guy?
Stop it.
Yeah. Anthony, but
Sebastian, take the day. Take the day.
I'll do it. Clearly, there's something going on. Take as much time as you need.
Take the day.
No, but I'll do it. 500 followers, you guys get a full package deal.
You heard it here first.
I think it would be a good idea. It's a segment we haven't talked about in a long time.
Oh, incredible.
It's backed by popular demand because somebody did ask us about it recently. On a show that's going to be coming out soon for you guys that we already recorded, somebody brought it up, said, hey, you guys haven't done this anymore. So guess what we're doing? We're doing this now, right? Anthony, I think it's about time that we bring back everybody's favorite segment.
Am I the asshole?
Am I the booty hole? Let's give it a round of applause. The audience goes crazy.
For all the new listeners tuning in, what we like to do is read an Am I the Asshole from Reddit.
Yep.
And there's always a perspective. These people are talking and sharing something that's usually with like friendships or coworkers. It's something social that happens.
Yep.
The person acts in a specific way and something happened where they were consequences to their behavior. And now they're asking the internet, am I the asshole in this situation?
But we've had situations where they are the asshole. We've also had situations where they're not the asshole.
And we also have situations where just to have fun, we like to just take the path of least resistance and have fun. Devil's advocate.
That's my favorite part, actually, when
So
you start
fun.
playing devil's advocate, and not just going by what you see on the surface level, but going deeper.
Sometimes
That's what we do here.
Sometimes we gotta go deep, man.
We talk about the things that are important so that you can be aware.
We hit gravel when we go deep. We get down there, man.
We hit Rocky, bro.
We're like,
Picture me right now, wherever you are right now. Close your eyes and just picture the two of us with like jackhammers, just with like our orange vests on. We got our safety hats. We're out on the highway or somewhere on like 290 that's never gonna get fixed.
we're all catcalling stray cats.
Cat calling stray cats. Just picture us there in the burning hot summer day. Just there, just
Wife beaters.
wife pleasers.
Oh.
We like to call them wife pleasers around here.
Really? Nowadays?
Not wife beaters. That's negative. I don't like that. I'd rather go with a wife pleaser.
I like that. Oh, another thing that I started doing is I no longer refer to my exes as exes.
Interesting.
I call them former partners.
Former partners.
Before we get into that, am I the asshole? Thoughts on that?
I'm curious to just know what made you do that. That sounds very.
Please, I'm curious to the questions you have for me. That's what I just.
Yeah. Here's what I just said. Tell me your thoughts and ask me your questions. No, that gives me very like mature vibes.
It is.
It's giving like elder millennial or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I no longer refer to my exes as exes.
Bro, tell me what.
Former partners.
I'd like to set for the record, I am no longer going to refer to my exes. And no, bro. So,
where'd that come from? Yeah.
Myra, obviously, boatloads of wisdom from that woman. She was telling me how she was either listening to a podcast, reading about maybe it was Chinese culture or something where it talked about saying the word X almost sounds like axe.
Axe, like
an axe.
Okay.
And it immediately always has like a sharp connotation to it. Like, oh my ex. Like my ex. And when you hear the X, like it kind of like it pierces things. And you're also when you say X, or at least in my situation, which it holds true to me, it kind of has this like negative connotation again, where you're like, well, what about the good parts about it? Like, what about holding space for like, this was a good partner. I'm gonna hold space for that time in my life that it was good. Like it's not all bad.
Yeah.
Like you meet people that come into your life, you share time with them.
Yep.
Wasn't meant to be, whatever happens, and now you're over here.
Right.
So I started just like introducing that vocabulary into my life, like former partner. I like it. And I don't know how I came up to that, but I wanted to share that with you today.
That's very, like I said, it's giving mature vibes. I had never even thought about it like that, actually. But you're right when you say the word X, immediately, even if you're telling the most interesting story, as soon as you hear the part X, you're like, I'm going to focus on this part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to focus on this part versus what it is that you're actually trying to tell me. It means more because it's your ex. If it was a random person on the street, it was like, okay, I might tune out here. But if it's your ex, that always holds weight because you're like saying it like, oh, it's my ex. I gotta, like he who shall not be named type of thing.
Yeah. Because also like things will come up, right? And things will come up where I'm just talking fluently and my girlfriend's in the room, family's in the room, friends are in the room, or it's just me and my partner or whatever. And like stories will come up where it's like, oh, like that was a time where I was like hanging out with a former partner.
Yeah.
Or that was a time it's like, you shouldn't just downsize that. You shouldn't just like, oh, that because I'm with my other person, like I almost have to like lie to myself or in the past, I felt like I had to do this. In the past, I felt like I couldn't share those parts about that, like travel, for example.
Yeah.
Like I would travel a lot with like former partners and when like that would come up and I'd be like, oh shoot, I shouldn't share this because they're gonna feel a type of way about it.
Negative connotation.
So yeah, no, it's been like an evolution towards
it's good that you're doing that because in a way you are taking the power out of that word. You completely strip it and it's like now you're listening to what I'm telling you just for what it is that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Not because it's my ex, it has that added value, that added meaning. And if anything, you could even argue that it's a way of showing how much you have moved on. Because when you say ex, you're not giving it that power that it has or that it could have, right? That's very good. I like that. I'm still gonna refer to them as ex. No. Let's get Anthony,
Hey, let's
I
get
think
into
you
it.
did a great job explaining to us what Am I the Asshole is.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we go ahead and dive in?
Let's dive in.
Deliberately dive in
Dive
and
deep.
see. Am I the asshole? Thoughts always come at the end. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker to stop asking me what I'm having for lunch?
Mhm.
Annoying coworkers. We'll talk about that. One of my pet peeves is when people ask me or comment about what I'm having for lunch. Even comments such as, "Oh, that looks good. What are you having? Did you make that yourself?" It all bothers me. Maybe it's because I don't like to feel judged on what I choose to eat, or maybe I just like my privacy. I feel like my privacy is being invaded. Whatever the case, I just hate when people talk to me about my food choices. One of my coworkers loves to talk about recipes and what everyone is having for lunch. I usually eat in my car to avoid being annoyed, but recently the landscapers cut down the tree branches that gave my parking spot shade. So I've been forced to eat in the break room this past week. Every day, this coworker has gone on for at least 10 minutes asking about what I'm eating. Yesterday, my coworker saw the lunch I had brought, and again she started asking if I had made it myself, is it spicy, if I cook that often, and on and on. So I said, "Why are you so obsessed with what I'm having? I just want to eat in peace without explaining everything I made for lunch." I try to say it like in a joking way, but not. I tried to say it like in a joking, but not a joking tone. Obviously, there's a little bit of a typo there.
There's a little bit of a typo there.
A little bit of a typo there.
Please excuse the people from the internet.
Yeah. Well, she got so offended and simply said, "Well, sorry, I don't need to know," and she left the break room. The rest of the afternoon, she ignored me, and today she was really short with me. I don't want to apologize because I meant it, but am I the asshole? And Anthony, before we obviously give you the decision of what other internet people say, what are your thoughts?
I immediately go to like a specific example back in college. I I was really good. I was really good like classmates with this one girl. Her name is Sonia. Still follow her on Instagram.
Wow,
Great friend. We did ME 370 together and ME 470 together. So these were like the design heavy classes for my mechanical engineering degree. And again, we just worked so well together. She was an international student from China, and she was training for a marathon. And so like I would get like the 2 hours a week that we would like put into this project outside of all the other classwork that we would do. I would see her in like evenings, mornings, nights, and she would always be eating lunch. But right before she would eat her lunch, she would take a picture of her lunch every single time. And I was
Everything, no matter what it was.
bro, it was the same thing.
Oh,
It was the same exact thing. It was rice with vegetables and chicken.
wow.
Takes a picture of it every single time. And until one day I asked her, I'm like, "Oh, like, why do you do that?" She's like, I need to take a picture of my lunch before I eat it. It was just this thing that she did. Now, is it OCD? Is it one of those things? I have no idea.
It's one of those things maybe she accidentally conditioned herself into.
Bro, she cannot eat her food until she took a picture.
Oh.
And so it reminds me of that, of like, hey, some people just like, they just got to do this thing. And in
that's
this
good.
situation, like, oh, if this person's like asking them like, "What's your food? What's your food? What's your food?" Like, hey, maybe you just understand that that's their thing. And
Yeah.
it sounds like you also never set the right boundary. Hey, lady, leave me the F alone.
Yeah.
I am trying to have my food in peace. I do not need, like, you also, you not to be that vulgar. I'm trying
Very
to
fantastic.
But yeah, those are my initial thoughts. Like,
That's very fantastic because you touched on it exactly. One of the first comments, and I'll read it right now, says, one of the first comments that I read was, "Listen, you didn't set that boundary." So immediately right there, if you don't set a boundary, it's kind of like it's free game for people.
it is.
If they're not gonna, if you willingly don't say, "Hey, I'm not gonna talk about this," be prepared to be asked about it. So my thoughts before I give you the reveal. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I see where she's coming from because I too find that annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna be the type of person that shuts down somebody if they're asking me that question. Even if they ask me every day, even if they do whatever it is, I just don't have it in me to just be cold to somebody for no reason, especially if they're taking an interest in me in some kind of way. So I'm never gonna turn them around like that. However, that doesn't mean that inside I'm not thinking this is annoying as fuck. And in those moments, I respond and I say, but I just keep it very, it's just rice with some beef, So I'm not going to say that I am bothered when they ask me for it because I'll tell them about it. But it is something that's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's food.
Again.
It's food. And again,
Come on, Karen.
everybody eats. So I will never be an asshole about it, but I see where she's coming from. That's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, people thought she was the asshole. They said that she's the person that's responding like this, saying, "Yeah, you're the asshole."
The writer of this.
The writer of this, yeah. Because again, the first thing that I associate, I think the issue is that you skipped a step. You went from saying nothing to a harsh comment, which was seemingly out of nowhere, when you should have just politely drawn a boundary that you won't discuss food. If you had snapped after drawing a boundary, which was then ignored, that would be much more understandable. But you didn't do that. You are the asshole for the communication style. I think I would have to agree with that.
Yeah. Dude, human beings come in so many different shapes, packages, sizes, brains, emotional intelligence. And
it's because of that, and maybe it's taking me a long time to accept that, understand that, and really know what that means. That, again, that's why I'm not going to shut somebody down for, things, because it's just who they are. You never know if that person's, by them doing that, that is their one daily attempt of trying to be a social person.
Thanks.
Maybe they're shy. Maybe they're nervous to talk to people. But they want to get out there more. They want to start, talking to people, making connections. And if this is their simple attempt to try to get that established and try to be that person, but then they just see it that their first attempt, somebody just absolutely shuts them down. What is that going to do for them? Mm-hmm. I always try to look at things from the other person's point of view.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to be, call me whatever, call me pushover, call me a nice guy, whatever the fuck. I'm just not going to shit on somebody like that. Mm-hmm. And I've shit on people before, and it's not a good feeling. It's really not a good feeling, man.
And everyone's shit stinks. You can't act like your shit don't stink.
Exactly.
Everyone's been there. Everyone's been the cause of that.
And you're never going to get that feeling of knowing, okay, I just got to work with this person, because you never know. And maybe it's not even any of that. Maybe they are a social person or whatever, and to them it's just another conversation. But because you don't know that for sure, I just choose to always just talk to anybody just with grace. Maybe if I don't want to keep going out, I'll just keep it short, keep it kind of brief, so that they can kind of take the hint as well. But I'm going to respond.
Yeah.
And then most of the times, if they ask me, then it turns into a conversation.
Yeah.
But I definitely get it. And that kind of leads me to my next point, bro. Like I was telling you about beforehand, when we read this, Coworkers, man. Mm-hmm. At what point does the line blur from coworkers to actually being friends? Because you spend a lot of time with these people. So a lot of times people can get that get those wires crossed and thinking, hey, you're actually like my friend. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you don't share everything with a coworker like you would a friend. At least I choose not to. Because I like to very much keep that difference of you are my friend, you are my coworker. They can definitely be both. I've had people that have been both, but I don't just assume that every coworker is my friend and that every friend is my coworker.
What's your line? What line do you draw? What do you define as a friend? What do you define as a coworker? And where is the boundary?
I think that a friend. Oh, here it is. This is the boundary right here. If I'm hanging out with you, if you are my coworker, but we're hanging out outside of work hours, at that point you're my friend.
And it's not like a work sponsored event.
No, and it's not like I'm choosing to spend my time with you, like to go to because again, I've had this, right? Those people are my friends, and those previous coworkers, they're still friends that I have till this day, right? And friends, so because obviously I don't work with them anymore, but we developed that relationship. So if I get along with you at work, but we're not hanging outside of work, purposefully to try to build a friendship, then that's how I know you are just a coworker, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be great. We'll have all the chemistry in the world during the day, but if I don't see you or talk about you or have that communication, that social interaction outside of work hours, you are just a coworker.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Because even like for my birthday, right? Like I invited 2 ex-coworkers because I no longer work at that company, and it was Annalise and Bella.
Yep.
Like those 2 people have transcended coworker status to friendship status.
And I'm not saying that it can't happen. It's for sure happened.
Yeah.
It's for sure happened. And I've met a lot of great people. Mm-hmm. But then some also people just that maybe just want to stay coworkers and don't want to be friends. It can be a very hard line because again, you spend so much time with these people that it's kind of close. It's kind of hard to not feel like, yeah, we see each other every day. We're here for 8 hours a day. Obviously, we're friends. Mm-hmm. But then that doesn't always translate outside of work hours. Because what I found myself is in some situations that I have tried to maybe kind of cross that line with certain people and when I've realized that it's probably not going to be good, is when we have tried to hang out, but then all we find ourselves talking about is just work, but just outside of work. Mm. That's not good for fucking anybody. right?
And that's why you just need someone to just be a juicy, like, yo, tell me the craziest shit you've ever done in your life.
Yeah.
Like, you need that. But you're also, if you're coworkers, you also have this looming thing of like HR looming over your head.
That's
where
the
you
thing.
can't just share everything. You can't just be
That's the
flagrant
thing.
with anything.
And I think that's another boundary that's very important to share, because you can't, even with your friends that are your coworkers that have become your friends, you kind of almost can't tell them everything, because there is that little bit of a chance, like, oh, are you ever going to use this against me? Is this ever going to accidentally come up at work? And then now I'm exposed at work and something that I decided to share with you in private outside of work. That's why it's a little bit tricky. That's why they also say don't date your coworkers.
Yeah. Have you ever dated a coworker?
I haven't dated, but I definitely messed around with a couple.
You messed around.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was essentially the same thing. But it was never really a big issue. If anything, if I'm being dead ass, it actually made work a lot better. Yeah. It made work a lot more fun, a lot better. And I am going to leave it at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just clock in and then you're also clocking in.
I'm going to leave it at that, brother. It's HIPAA, bro. I can't talk about it anymore.
That's HIPAA?
I can't talk about it anymore.
Have you smashed at work?
It's HIPAA. I am not at a liberty to disclose whether I have or haven't.
Bro, you've shown me your line of work. That's crazy. In your manager's office, bro? That's crazy.
Well,
dude.
not at my current job. No, not at my current job.
Oh, so it's
No, not at my current job. No way in hell I could do that at my current job.
It's official.
But maybe previous jobs. There's been times where, listen, this is all alleged.
Legend.
This is all allegedly.
Alleged.
So I don't.
Alleged.
We can't. You make the decision whether I did or didn't. That's up to you.
That's crazy.
Have you dated a coworker? Messed with a coworker?
I dated a coworker. Yeah.
While you guys were actively co-working.
Yeah.
Co-working.
Yeah, in my previous job, I worked at Coast and then Hubbard at Coast. It was like 2023 to 2020.
Was it the
2022 to 2024?
It's that one previous partner.
The previous partner.
The previous partner. Got it. Okay. And how did?
No, it went. I mean, it ended.
Well,
it ended.
Yeah.
But we started dating and we decided to like not let anybody know.
Yeah.
So we were very secret of it, which honestly started to play tricks on my brain. Like
Interesting.
It started to make me feel like my existence I had to hide, and so like we would start on Zoom like every single morning.
Okay.
And so you'd have like a screen of people, and like obviously you see each other.
Yeah.
And what'd you do this weekend? With my coworkers, I'm not telling them anything.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like I started lying. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm a very open guy.
I see that. Yeah.
And it just started to hit me types of ways. Or even like if we were hanging out, both of us, with the other coworkers for like every week, we would have like a company hangout, like a company happy hour or whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, like, what are you guys doing this weekend? Like,
can't answer that.
We're over here obviously planning our weekend. They know us. We're all cool. And it started to affect me. Towards the end, and then obviously like we let everyone know, and then both of us eventually left that company.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, that relationship like ended for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
For I know the reasons, but
for
whatever happened.
Tell all this time.
But no, dude. And then after that, I was like, all right, Anthony, don't shit what you eat.
Really? So you've made that about? Yeah, I don't think I would.
I
don't think I would do that again.
But it also like you also can't control it.
Like, you can't.
Like, hey, man, if people are going to fall in love, people are going to fall in love.
And this goes back to what we were saying. When you spend so much time with somebody or around somebody and you take an interest to them.
Naturally.
And it's so easy because you think like, hey, we're here every day. We talk every day. Sometimes you see your coworkers more than you see your family. It's easy to people to fall into that. And unfortunately, a lot of marriages do end that way because people get hooked onto things at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're familiar with the term work wife or work husband.
Yeah.
I think that that's just one of the biggest disrespectful things that you get, especially if only if you're a married person.
Mm. Oh.
Yeah, like if you're telling me like I'm outside of work, I'm married, whatever in this, but at work I have my work wife.
Mm.
Like for as funny that may be, that feels a little bogus to your actual wife, husband, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I like that. I've never used that term.
No,
like, specifically because
but you've heard of that.
Of course.
I've never used that term either. No, but I'm not married. I don't have a family. Yeah. So if I was to say it, wouldn't mean anything. Okay. Now, if I was to say that, like let's hypothetically, I was messing with somebody that was married, and they were considering me their work husband. You know,
Yo, boy, what are you gonna do?
listen, my hands are tied. My hands are tied at this point.
God forbid.
But no, like I feel bad for the person because I wouldn't want somebody to, be doing that to me. And last few things I'll say about dating your coworkers, it does make things complicated when people kind of start sniffing around and they kind of try to start putting the dots together.
Yeah.
Because you can't always be on guard, especially if you're dating somebody at work and you're together. It's like there's moments where you're gonna like slip up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, "That's interesting. Why are you guys doing that?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that happened to me at one of my previous jobs. And it got to the point where like people were starting to like snoop around and be like, "What's going on here?" So much so that they told me and this other coworker like, "Hey, you guys can't go to lunch at the same time."
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like, was that HR telling you that, or
No, it was
just
just
a random
like
coworker?
no, not a random coworker. It was definitely like my boss.
Uh-huh.
She was saying like, "Hey, you guys can't go to work at the same time, or you can't go on lunch at the same time anymore." Mind you, it was only a 30-minute lunch, but 30 minutes is a long time. So it gets a little complicated.
Going to have your salami in the car, huh? Your
Let me
salami
tell
sandwich in the
Let
car.
me tell you what, brother. I was definitely eating lunch in my car. So it makes it a little awkward because then now you're kind of like, okay, well, people are catching on. Now we look kind of dumb trying to say that there's nothing going on, but clearly they're catching on.
And then you're a liar. You're a liar.
Definitely don't shit where you eat.
You're a
but
liar.
If you can help it, either keep it very low key, be very open about it right from the beginning, or just leave the place. Just leave the place.
Or move.
Or just
what other options you got?
you guys can start working somewhere else together.
Leave the country.
That's interesting.
Leave
But
the country.
they decided that this person was the asshole.
That's a good one. No, that's a really good topic because, like, what are the boundaries between friends and coworkers? And then you start throwing like dating and feelings getting involved.
Oh, and then just even jealousy at work. What of somebody else is seeing you talk to maybe their like favorite person at work and stuff. And that just creates a negative environment. Toxic. I haven't had too much experience with that, but you don't want to shit where you work, man, or where you eat, especially if you're there because you're there every day.
Yeah. You gotta hold that space also sacred and holy.
You spend a lot of time in it, so you really have to.
You don't want to create an awkward environment for yourself.
No, that's the worst thing you can do, and that's another little aspect of dating at work. Is okay. Let's say you're dating, you're able to keep it low key, nobody finds out, whatever. You guys don't end up working out. You guys are both still there. Now you're gonna have an awkward situation. You're gonna have an awkward situation like, fuck, man, I don't want to go to work. I'm gonna see my former partner / current coworker, and again, it's gonna be somebody's gonna notice something. It's like, hey, why aren't you guys like talking to each other? Hey, I don't know about you, like after a breakup, man, I don't know if I can like just pretend nothing's happening between me and a person, and just be like, kind of put it on the back end and just be like, I'm talking to you directly as a coworker. Like, you just can't have that. I can't have that.
It's tough. And that's why I have a newfound line that I draw. I'm like, I don't want to have former partners that are friends.
Yeah.
I can't I wouldn't be able to like be a human being being like, oh, like let me introduce you to my current partner. This is my former partner. Like I wouldn't want, and I wouldn't also want to be in that position on the other side.
I don't want to meet your former. Yeah.
I don't want to meet that.
Yeah.
Or like it's just like a respect thing. Like I don't want you to like you guys to lock eyes and have like an inside joke.
Exactly.
Like, and I wouldn't want to do that to you either. Like something comes up, we dated for years or whatever, something comes up and you kind of just like look at each other like a little smile on your face.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. Let me put this scenario to you and tell me how you feel about this. Let's say hypothetically, you're dating somebody, right, who was in a long relationship before, right? And they have a tattoo of an inside joke between them and that person.
Ooh.
Now, a tattoo is something that's permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can get it removed, you can get it touched up, but that's a process that needs to be done. That not a lot of people are either willing to touch up or get removed. So that's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you feel any kind of way about, again, an inside joke, and not just something like simple, like it's not like, hey, I got a tattoo with my friend. This was somebody they were dating for a long time. The person has that on them.
You could say she.
The person has that on them. Do you feel any kind of way about that?
That's a good question. What if, like if it's an animal? Like say
It
it's
is an animal.
It's an animal. That's
Yeah.
the inside joke. It's a penguin. Next.
Yeah.
Bro, I almost got a tattoo with a former partner.
Really?
Matching tattoos. Yeah.
Wow.
I almost did that. It was like more of a conversation, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we did this? Ha ha
Okay.
ha ha.
Yeah.
It never like escalated to like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that I don't know. That's tough.
I don't like that. I
That's
didn't
tough.
like that, and I communicated that.
Oh, so you've had this scenario happen.
I can't. This is all hypothetical. I'll
All
tell
right,
you.
hypothetical.
I'll tell you more details off the pod.
Hypothetical.
Of a story I heard.
Right,
once.
a story you heard.
A
of your
story I
friend.
heard
Yeah, yeah.
once.
Share little details. Share
But
a little bit of details.
I'd much rather not right now on air.
All
I can
right.
share with you all the details I want off air.
Was it on the front or back?
It was on the front. It was
on the
it
front.
was something that's visible.
Visible.
And I just from the moment, I told my friend who was telling me this story, I was like, listen, bro, if it was me in that position, I couldn't rock with it.
That's tough.
Because you're always gonna see that. And that's always gonna be something to that person.
And hey, respectfully, that's the boundary that you have, and you could set that boundary.
Exactly.
That's a totally okay boundary.
But like, I mean, I guess we're both in agreement. Like, that's not something we'd be.
It really does matter context. Like
Does it though?
like you fall in love with this person, and then you decide to ask, like, hey, tell me about that tattoo, and then they share it with you. What if you love this person, bro? What if you fell madly in love with this person,
Mm-hmm.
and they make you feel butterflies in your stomach every time you see them?
Do you think a lot of that goes into like pride, maybe?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like as a man, like we're animals at the end of the day. Like this is my territory.
Exactly.
I peed right here.
Exactly.
You better not come around here.
Yep.
Miss me. That tattoo, that person left their mark.
Exactly.
That person pissed all over your mate.
Exactly.
And you're over here just supposed to what? Get the seconds?
I'm supposed to be like, okay, cool. I guess
Oh.
I'll just have to see that every fucking day.
Hold on. Okay. Let me rephrase the word seconds. I don't want to... Seconds are all right.
Listen, throw those shits in the microwave. They're just as good as firsts. Okay.
Hey, throw it in the air fryer. Might even be better.
Might even be better. Yeah, exactly.
Little crispy bits on the back. No, let me reframe that. You don't want a constant reminder
That's what you
of
former
the
partners,
former
bro.
partner.
Especially if you kind of have a little bit of content, because I'm very much like you, brother. I don't need to know about your fucking ex, your mom, his mom, blah, 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 your love story, your fucking whatever that. I don't need to know that. I don't want to know that. Right? Maybe that's, one can argue that it's like me being a little bit too, maybe closed-minded, but that I just don't want that. But now I got to see something that now I know the context of, and that's just on your body forever, and I got to look at it. Listen, man.
Would you want your partner to show you a picture of the former partner?
No, I don't care. I don't
You
care
don't
about all
care
that shit.
any of that.
I don't. I'm just like you, bro. I don't want to
Nothing.
meet them. I don't want to fucking hear about them.
Nothing.
Just again, I feel like that's out of respect to just like me and what we're doing here.
I'm okay with stories of something that you're just explaining about your past. Like, and if it has to like revolve around that, I'm okay with that. But if it very much matters how you explain things.
Well, yeah.
Like if I'm over here, like, let me tell you about the best thing I've ever did in my life,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
golly, I'm never gonna be able to do anything beautiful like that again. And it was with this person.
Difficult.
You're a piece of shit for explaining it like that.
Yeah, dude.
But if you're just explaining, like, oh, I was at this restaurant, and oh yeah, like it was with like, you don't even have to explain like that part. I
yeah,
don't gotta say like, oh, like I was at that restaurant. Oh yeah, that was a date before
yeah.
you. Like I don't need to. But there are moments where things will just come up of like, oh yeah, like I did that with a former partner. or
But I
whatnot.
tell you what, though, a lot of growth that's been happening within me, whatever, kind of makes me see things from a different perspective, and it leads me to want to be the kind of person that is like, you know what? I'm not gonna judge you for your past.
You can't.
Like that's not good for me to do either.
Yeah, no.
So it's a little bit of maybe a weird situation because it's like I'm not necessarily all the way on one side, but I'm also not all the way on the other side because I wouldn't want you judging me on my past situations, my past scenarios, my past incidents, whatever you want to call it, right? So who am I to do that to you?
I feel like the point of view that I've developed is, okay, if I'm gonna do this thing, would I be okay if this person did that to me?
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly.
That's how I view it. And if I'm like, oh, I'm doing it over here, I can't have a double standard.
Nope.
Like if I'm
Yes.
doing this thing,
Yes.
then if you're gonna go and do this thing, I've got to be okay with it because I am also doing this thing.
Yep.
If I'm sharing these stories and you also go and share these stories, then hey, that's you can't you can't have a double standard.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here's also the thing that you also got to like leave open for grace and points and like okayness with yourself is like you can also change your mind. Hey, I used to not be comfortable with this, but now I'm comfortable with it. Hey, I told you I was comfortable with this, and now I'm not comfortable with this. It's all just communication.
It's all communication, and ultimately, those are things that will kind of determine how it is that you guys want to go about this, and see little things like that can show you like maybe what the actual compatibility is, and seeing if you guys actually are able to work through issues like this, right? So
that's the growth.
It's growth. It's growth. So now, like I said, I am not all the way on one side. I'm not on the other side. It's just maybe a little bit of a gray zone, but I've never gotten fucking. I don't know if I would ever get somebody tattooed on me.
No, you can't, brother.
Because I mean, remember, I shared a story here earlier on an episode that we recorded a long time ago of somebody getting the name of a girl tattooed on them. 3 days later, 3 weeks later, whatever the case was, they broke up. But you got that for the rest of your life now.
Oh, and then Wardo shared a story about
that. And then and then Wardo shared that. So
is the wife different?
What do you mean is the wife different?
Like your parents have matching tattoos.
Yeah. But also, I guess for them, they've been married for like 30 plus years. I get it. But if it's like a new marriage, that still might be a little bit shaky around.
No, mine
a new marriage, bro.
Okay. All right.
A new marriage.
All right, I'm seeing it.
Not saying that you can't get there, and not saying that all the new marriages are destined to fail. That's not what I'm saying at all.
But realistically, 50% of them do.
That's a little concerning. So, but I mean, you know me, I'm very free game about tattoos. So if I'm into somebody, I would get something done. But it's something that I would really have to consider and be like, if she's the actual one, I have no problem doing it.
Yeah.
I would gladly rock somebody's name on me. Just don't know if you're at that point jinxing yourself.
I don't have any tattoos on myself, but what I do like is like if a dad got his baby girl's name on his.
Oh yeah, that's different.
I like that a lot.
My kids, because my kids would be my kids forever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would do.
They can't divorce you.
They can't divorce.
They're stuck with me.
Even if I was to leave you in like a foster care, they're still tied to me.
They're stuck with me forever.
And kind of going back to, I wanted to ask you this earlier when we were talking about synchronicities. Are you a big believer in big 2026?
Yeah.
Are you a big believer of 11/11? Wishing on 11/11. You know about that?
Of course.
You are? Nice.
Of course.
Me too.
Come on. What are we, children here?
No, if anything, it's good to have that childlike wonder.
What are we, adults here?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. What are we, adults?
What are we, adults about this?
Bro, why you be such an adult, dude?
No, I love all those things.
All those things?
I love all those things.
And I'll tell you what. There's been times in my life where I have done a 11/11 wish, and it's come true.
Wow.
Multiple times, actually.
Wow.
So it really makes you think, man, is it really all about energy and what you're putting out there? And that it's eventually what just gets bounced back to you?
I mean, going back to Project Hail Mary, it was a very science-heavy movie. You know, like science. We are all but just atoms floating.
Yep.
When I touch you, pause, I don't even touch you. Our molecules are just pushing each other away.
Yep.
Like, I'm never actually touching anything. It's just a bunch of, and they say like, if you look at like a close-up of an atom, it's got electrons around it, right? And if you were to picture like a massive movie theater, picture like the center of that atom, like, what is it? Yeah. Like in the center of that massive theater. And then the electrons are these tiny little things just spread out in that massive theater. Like there's so much space. Like the universe is just so much space.
Yep.
And yeah, dude, the law of attraction, I believe that. What you put out into the world, what you say, the people you hang out with, you're just going to eventually all sync up.
I've seen the examples of that in my life.
You're all going to be
both positive and negative examples of people that have gotten in with the right crowd and they've completely transformed, become part of the good crowd. Unfortunately, also scenarios where people have fell into the bad crowd and unfortunately kind of went that way.
Yeah. So
it's very, everything's interesting. Another thing, kind of going back to what you're saying, how we're all atoms. That's what they say online. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like if the chance is very, very slim, almost impossible. There's a slight chance that if you were to hit something with your hand and the atoms were to line up at the right time, like the right, what do you even say, time, there's space. If you were to hit something, your hand could go through it.
Oh yeah.
Like if I was to hit this table and it just everything aligned so perfectly
Mhm.
that my hand would just go through it and it wouldn't even hit it. That's crazy to think about.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
is crazy, my friend.
Because now if you throw in like time, like right now, time, right, we're in here for an hour.
Yeah.
This all looks, you didn't really see anything move.
Nope.
If you were to expand this to 1,000,000 years, all of this would look different. It would have decayed, it would have melted, it would have shifted, it would have done all these different things.
Deliberate Dive 2 would have been out.
Deliberate Dive 2 would have been out in 1,000,000 years.
Yeah.
In 1,000,000 years. Incredible. Brother, I wanted to share this quote with you.
Please.
So I did just turn 29.
Whoa.
Big 29.
Big 29.
Big 29. And I love this quote because it's such a like testament to like what are we going towards? Right? Like we're getting older. Some people like to celebrate their birthday, some people don't, and that's to each their own.
Yep.
But we're all getting older. We're all getting closer to the end, which is death. That's coming for all of us. And I like hearing different people's perspectives. And I love the people that recognize, dude, getting older is a privilege.
Yeah.
Like what an absolute, like literally getting older is a privilege.
Yep.
What an absolute privilege to get older.
Yeah.
Because time is our most valuable resource. And you never know how much time you got left. My goal is to spend time with people I love, building what I'm building, and having fun. Like what more can you ask for from this?
You really can't because you're living a fulfilled life at that point.
What more do I need?
You don't. I mean, everybody can always need more, but you have everything that you need.
More snacks.
Well, nobody can ever say no to more snacks.
More raspberries.
More raspberries,
Rasps.
blueberries.
Blubs?
Blubs? I could go for some blubs.
You can go.
I'm more of a rasp person than a blub person, if I'm being honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Hot take.
What's the quote?
Getting older is a privilege.
Oh, yeah, no, if 100% is. 100% is because it's kind of contradictory in a way.
Yeah.
Because this is how I feel. And I was just actually having a conversation with my dad about this the other day. I was like, the number keeps getting older and older and keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But, and you would think, something, because just as humans as we think, when something ages, it means it's starting to wear down. It's starting to, lose the power, lose the strength, lose the, because you're getting older. But at the same time, yeah, maybe that's true. But at the same time, you're improving every single year. With all the experiences you live in that past year, now for this new year, you're a completely new person. So in a way, yeah, my physical being is maybe aging, right? But my soul, my mentality, my mind, that's just entering its prime. So that's why it's kind of it's kind of contradicting to say I'm getting older, but I'm getting better.
Anything you start from here on out, it's not starting from zero.
No,
it's starting from the massive wealth of knowledge that you have.
Exactly. That's why people always talk about like, man, if I could go back in time and start at this age with the knowledge I have now.
These young bucks, though. These young bucks. They do say, though, it's like, why is the youth wasted on the young?
It makes a lot of sense because what you were just saying, time is our most valuable resource, but it's also the resource that we waste the most. And you don't start appreciating that until you do get older. That comes with age, but then it makes you realize, man, back when I had the time and how I wasn't using it, that could kind of eat away at you. If you maybe find yourself in a position in life where you're like, I'm not where I used to be, or I'm not where I thought I would be, and things like that, you kind of start doing like a self-audit, and you're realizing, I am where I am because of the choices I made. And a lot of my teenage years, this is somebody saying this, a lot of my teenage years, maybe I didn't use them to my best of my ability. So that's why I'm here where I am right now. So yeah, dude, youth is definitely wasted on the young.
Dude, we're chopped. Have you heard that term? It's a new term.
For sure, I'm very familiar with the term chopped.
The hips.
The kids these days.
The kids these days.
But we can say that because we're older. We're old men now.
Dude, I got that I'm an unk the other day.
Welcome to your life now, brother. You are now, well, not technically yet. You're still not unks because you're still in your 20s.
I'm still in my 20s.
You're still in your 20s.
Barely.
Me over here though.
You're hanging on by a thread,
can
brother.
be called for sure be unk.
Gramps.
And that's a little much. Let's relax.
Grandpa Morales.
Let's relax.
What would you want to be called when you're older? When you're a grandpa, what do you want to be called? Don Morales.
I think that's just more like
respect.
respectful. So I think anybody that's maybe speaking to you when you're older would probably refer to you that as normally. I think don is nice, but like
I think it's nice.
I think, but if I'm assuming you're asking like what my grandkids are calling.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I'm cool with whatever. Maybe
Yeah.
what I like the most is what I used to do with my grandparents. I used to
Well.
refer to my grandma as mom and my grandpa as dad.
Mm.
So like maybe not necessarily mom and dad, but like how some people refer to them as like pops, whatever.
Abuelito, you're not going for the abuelito vibes?
Yeah, I mean, like I
Abuelito.
said, anything.
Yeah,
That's assuming my children are bilingual, which they are going to be.
they're gonna be.
They're going to be. They're going to.
By design.
Yeah, you're not gonna like. As soon as you come out, every hour I'm switching in between. The first hour I'm speaking to you in English. Second hour, nothing but Spanish. Third hour, English. Fourth hour, nothing but Spanish. So either you step up or you only understand me half of the time.
All right. How well could you hold a conversation? Si yo ahorita cambiaría de hablar de inglés a español,
Sí.
podrías hablar conmigo por una hora.
No tengo ni el menor problema haciendo eso.
Wow. Oh, we are foreshadowing. We are going to do that.
We are going to do that at some point.
So stay tuned.
At some point, you guys are going to have to, for those that are not savvy in the Spanish language, you're going to have to turn captions on or auto-translate. But no, I can for sure do that. And the only reason why I can do that now is because at this current job that I have, I've had to learn I close deals in Spanish all the time. So I can't be out here, Spanglishing it, or because a lot of these guys, maybe they don't understand what I'm saying. To me, it could be fine, but no. So I've had to, my Spanish has improved a lot since I started having to use it in this way. So now I can. But before I started this job, talk to me in Spanish, I would still talk. I could still understand it, but it was definitely more of a struggle.
Yeah, I've definitely, being in sales, I've closed some deals in Spanish. It's
you have
such a rush.
It's such a good tool that we have, bro.
We're worth two people.
We're worth two people.
So no, I empathize with that. Like you're popping out the womb, like fucking gracias y thank you.
I'm gonna need you to be both.
I'm gonna need you to be both. I'm gonna need you to not be a no sabo kid.
No.
We can't be doing that.
Respect to all no sabo kids. Everybody grows up differently.
Respect to them.
But
respect to them.
You're telling me you look like this, but you don't speak Spanish? Well, what's going on?
Well, but also, hey, you're an adult now. You can learn Spanish. It's not about being a kid and you were never taught how to learn Spanish.
That's a good point. Hey. And it's just something you are making yourself more of an asset by knowing multiple languages because you are able to expand to more people. You're able to connect with more people. So
it's the greatest thing on earth to like talk to someone in English and then be like, hey, oh, like hablas español? Oh, sí, okay, podemos hacer esto. You give someone such a level of home.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That warmth. They're like, oh yeah, I'm not just talking to a stranger who doesn't get me or doesn't care what I'm saying because I can express myself in the language I best know how to.
Yeah. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that I like to go to. It's on Irving Park. And it's called, I don't know, I'll look it up. And there's a Latino worker there, working there, and anytime I'd visit, we just start chopping it up. I know he's not running into a lot of Spaniards, Latin speakers, and so like, hey, we're just chopping it up as if we're just like pals.
And that's the one time that you can whip it out like that,
dude. And again, they feel validated. Like you feel validated. People just want to be seen. People don't want to be alone.
And I always go back to is like, maybe they don't speak English yet, and they need to survive still. So you got to work with them.
Hey, we're all in this together.
We're all in this together. You know what? I'm gonna make it happen for you.
Good.
Make it happen for you. Talk to me in Spanish all you want. Some people can speak because I've also had this. They can speak English perfectly, but they just choose to speak in Spanish. Mm-hmm. So I gotta be able to switch my back and forth. I gotta be able to ha 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 and ja ja ja.
Yeah. I'm dangerous. In Spanglish, I'm dangerous.
Oh,
Spanglish, I'm dangerous.
Yeah.
It's the best. But yeah, I'll have, I don't know about you, but like I'll have moments in Spanish where I'm like, damn, am I sharp?
Yeah.
And then I'll have moments where I'm like, I don't know anything.
Oh, 100%.
I can't speak a lick of Spanish.
100%, bro. Yeah.
And you're just sitting there in the corner like,
hey, chicos.
Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo estamos?
Me llamo El Anthony.
Me llamo El Anthony y hoy vamos a platicar.
Yeah. Vamos a platicar aquí en el lugar.
Y yo traje tortillas Para hacer tacos.
Bro, you want to know the funniest fucking thing that I saw? Actually, speaking of this, I think we maybe have to start wrapping up soon.
Right.
I saw this meme on Facebook. No, I don't have Facebook anymore. On TikTok. This guy was in like England or something. It was a English speaker who had a translator, and he was speaking to somebody. It was like a flight attendant or something. He was speaking to the translator was speaking to them. At one point, the flight attendant goes like, well, what's his best language? And she speaks English. What's his best language? And then the guy asks him, hey, what's your best language? And he says English. And then he responds back to her, oh, he said English is his best language. And then she's like, we're speaking English. English is your best language? And then she looks back at the fucking translator. He says it to him. And he says, yeah, English is my best language. So it's like,
what?
I'm absolutely like butchering and it was like a skit that they were doing. They were doing it on purpose. Not a skit, but they were like pulling a prank on somebody. Those poor people, right? I did a horrible job explaining it, but essentially you get the point. Mm-hmm. To the point where like when that like light bulb went off in the flight attendant's head, the guy next to him was like, all right, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah. So fucking dumb, bro.
That's good.
Because, yeah, the guy was talking to the translator. They were being quiet, so that's kind of why they were hiding it. But talking to him, and then the translator was responding to them in English. And then she asked him, what's his best language? And then he says, English. Made me fucking laugh.
Because it's like Spider-Man. Now you're just like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Exactly. Like, we're not talking to each other. You're talking to me, but we both speak English.
We don't need this middleman.
It's like that one scene in The Office where they're, in the last season, I believe. I don't even know what the guy's name was. But he's at the Home Depot, and Dwight goes to look. He's like, necesito un buen worker. And then the guy, he's a white guy. He's like, I'm a bueno worker. And then Dwight's like, what language do you speak? He's like, oh, English. But they were trying to communicate to each other in Spanish. I don't know. It's fucking hilarious, man.
There's a new show called Peacock. Rooster with Steve Carell.
Really?
And Jamie Tart from Ted Lasso.
Jamie Tart.
Wow. And great show.
There's also a Mexican version of The Office now.
Wow.
It looks absolutely hilarious. They look like they are the ones that have nailed it closest to the American version.
La Oficina.
Yeah, literally La Oficina. And you can't watch it in the United States, so you have to kind of bootleg it somehow, but it's on like Peacock and stuff. But I've seen clips on TikTok. They nail the show. It's literally like I was watching The Office, but with Mexican culture. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, it's really good. Go home and look it up. Yeah. Anthony?
Mr. Morales.
What? Over an hour. Look at that. What a great conversation we have just had. Every time coming to this studio is something that we both look forward to every week. Because here we come, we talk to you guys, we let you know what we're thinking, and we leave better because of it. In a way, it's like you guys are our therapists.
Thank you.
So thank you, Deliver Die, for providing therapy services to your two hosts.
And it's time.
And with that being said, see you guys on Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. You're too far away to like...
I know, that we can't do that anymore. But it's fine.
Let's do a little...
See you.